Okay, let's face it. The longer you spend looking for a job, the less likely companies want to hire you. It's really the curse of unemployed Americans. But tonight, we're going to help you beat the trend with Tony Beshara, president of Babich & Associates, a placement and recruiting firm in Texas, and he is author of the book, Powerful Phrases for Successful Interviews. Tony joins us now. Great to have you here. I always like having you on this show. And, you know, we got jobs numbers today, and they were not that exciting. So unemployment rate 6.7%. We only got 192,000 jobs for the month of March. There have been predictions of 200,000. Tony, this is just not a great climate to get a job. What are you telling people out there?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's like walking through mud, and it's going to be that way for another 2.5, maybe 3 years.
Ow.
It's just a really difficult job market for lots of different reasons, and people have to be aware that our employers that are looking to hire are just as afraid of making a mistake as you are in trying to get a job.
Well, Tony,
and
what is going through their
it.
head, though? What are they thinking about when they're looking at candidates and somebody like, okay, 3.8 million Americans have been out of work for 6 months or longer. When one of those people is across from a hiring manager, why are they worried? Why are they so reluctant?
Well, their attitude is, look, this person's been out of work for 6 months or more.
Right.
I don't know why they've been out of work for 6 months or more. Maybe they don't have to go to work. And I've got 14 other candidates that haven't been out of work for 6 months or more. And, you know, maybe some of them are employed. Some of them have been employed for a short period of time. It's just easier for me as an employer to go to one of those people than it is to hire somebody that's been out of work for 6 months or a year. I sit there and I think, well, maybe they wake up, you know, 3 Mondays from after I hire them and decide, well, I don't like that job, so I'm going to be out of work again. It's one more risk that they have in that person that's been out of work for that long that they don't have in someone else. And if you recognize that, you can work around that risk and sell yourself around the risk.
We're going to talk about that.
But you need to
We're going to talk about that.
Realize
Definitely, Tony. One of the frightening stats I heard, only 11% of long-term unemployed folks find a job within a year. These are the statistics that are scaring people to death out there. I need your 90-second pep talk. You tell me, how do I get that job? How do I overcome that skepticism, that worry, that concern?
Okay, first of all, overcome your fears, realizing that looking for a job is very emotional. You have to take massive, massive, massive action. You got to have tons of interviews. You got to get in front of lots and lots of people. You got to realize you're going to suffer a lot of rejection, refusal. You're going to be stomped on, kicked on, left on hold. You're going to be told you got hired and then you didn't, and you better get used to it. Second or third, quit hitting that send button and sending a resume and hoping you're going to get interviewed. Hope is not a strategy. Picking up the phone and calling somebody and getting an interview is. And then the fifth thing, develop a system for finding a job. If you develop a process and you manage the process, you don't have to worry about the result. But it's going to take a long time and a lot of effort.
So, Tony, I know you've got estimates of how many people you can expect to talk to and how many times you're going to be rejected. What are the benchmarks here?
It's going to take an average of 16 interviews to get a job, and that may take 6 or 7 or 8 months to do that. Okay, you're going to be rejected. I mean, so many times. One of the reasons that so many people are out of work for so long is that they quit. Because I interviewed a lady the other day. She said, I've been trying to find a job for 2 years. I said, how many interviews did you have? She said, 2. Well, that's not going to get it. You got to do more than that.
You've got to have a thick skin, because it's often not about you. You feel like the rejection is so personal, and sometimes you have no idea. Maybe they say no because they're not going to fill the job now. They found some way to automate it, or maybe somebody came back from maternity leave. I mean, you just don't know, and you've got to be able to come back time and again and keep standing. And I know it takes people a lot of willpower out there, Tony.
Well, a lot of it, you have to realize that, you know, when I get a no, it's just one more step to a yes. I'm going to get 16 or 17 of these no's before I get a yes, even to go to a second or third interview. So if it's going to be no, let me know now. get the no so I can move on to the yes, and keep on shooting, keep on trying. The jobs are out there, but you have to work hard at it, and you have to get a mindset that if I manage the process, I don't have to worry about the result.
Great advice. A no is just one more step to a yes. Tony, thanks for coming on. Great to see you. Really appreciate your advice.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Good weekend.